Hey everybody, this is Mr. Houston, and he's going to tell us his testimony. So Mr. Houston, how did you first hear about Abundant Life?
I heard about Abundant Life through the Business Exchange Network, Businessmen's breakfast program that's held every Thursday at the Egg and I restaurant. Dr. Zaino was an invited guest speaker for one of those meetings, and at that meeting he brought in his spine, or I should say not his personal spine, but a model of a spine and the nervous system, and he showed the impact of how the brain was connected with all the vital organs through the spine. And he mentioned a new term that I'd never heard before, and it's called subluxation. And that basically was a situation where the spine was not properly aligned, and because of the improper alignment, it could impact the messages that go to the vital organs of the body. And I could tell from the example that I was experiencing subluxation, and it might be one of the reasons that I was having problems temporarily with my lower back and my rotator cuff. And it made sense that if I didn't do something about it, I would probably have some more serious problems in life. And I'd often wonder why people had cancer and some things like that. But if the body is not, the organs are not receiving the appropriate message from the brain, and if there's going to be an inability to fight off any disease or problems with the immune system. So it made sense to me that this is a course of action that I needed to pursue to correct my spinal alignment.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, how were you feeling before you started coming here?
Well, I had some serious problems with my rotator cuff, right arm, and I had some lower back problems, and I had a problem sitting up erect, and I had some problems also with my right ankle. A lot of those, I still have some issues and challenges with the ankle, but with Dr. Zaino working with me in the rotator cuff and giving me the adjustments, I can sit up. My wife says I walk more erectly now, and the problems with the rotator cuff are very temporary, and just coming and getting the adjustments and having Dr. Zaino address those issues, I feel a heck of a lot better.
How are those negative things affecting your life? Like your rotator cuff and your ankle and stuff?
It limits the ability to move around like I was an 18-year-old without any problems. There can be some changes in terms of your ability to move about due to aging, but a lot of that can be counteracted or slow. You can slow that process down through exercise, proper diet. And that was the other thing that appealed to me about Dr. Zaino, is his desire to minister to the whole man, to the whole body, not just be my chiropractor, but there are a lot of other things that make sense. And one of the things also is controlling stress. I've been able to control stress for the past 35 years because the doctor brought it to my attention. And this tax season, I'm an auditor and tax accountant. I experienced for the first time in 35 years some degree of stress in terms of dealing with people. And fortunately, I had visited the most recent meeting that Dr. Zaino talked about stress, and it made me realize that, hey, maybe I need to cut back on some of my business or dealing with certain people, and it has made a remarkable difference just in those past 2 or 3 days since I've done that.
Awesome. Well, how have you been feeling since getting your corrective care adjustments?
Well, I feel great. I wish I could, I'm not going to high jump 710, but, just the fact that I'm able to cross my legs with ease, and I hadn't been able to do that before, that makes that's a big difference, and it's a big victory. I've also gotten active in senior sports. I recently
That's cool.
competed a couple of weeks ago in San Antonio with some other seniors in my age division, and I did fairly well for a guy that hadn't really done anything in 28 years, so that was encouraging. So it's kind of opened up a new life for me from the standpoint that I'm not as sedimentary as I was a few years ago, and the other thing is my knees don't hurt anymore. So,
That's always good.
yeah.
All right, well, what is one thing you would tell someone about abundant life?
Well, I would tell them that the treatments that you obtain to eliminate or minimize the any destruction that could come from subluxation is well worth it, and the chance to have your body function as best as it can be will help to cut down on a lot of the diseases that we experience in life. I believe that, and I think it's been of value. And at one point in time I had doubts about chiropractic care, but I always remembered from growing up that there were people who claimed that there were great benefits from it, and now I see those benefits, and I have learned that addressing symptoms makes a lot more sense than medicating your problems, because after you take the medications and if the symptoms are still there, you're going to have the same problem. So why not do things that are necessary to address the symptoms? And that in itself, and I know in my life, has helped to minimize the pain, and I've seen that with other people who've given testimonials.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Houston.